So today's look is really natural and something that you could just wear going to the supermarket. So yeah, hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video, having a little nose. If you want to see how I create this look, then keep on watching. It isn't obviously, you know, night out appropriate or daytime appropriate. Maybe if you're on a festival or something. I just got a bit creative, but you don't have to put on the pearls if you don't want to. It's up to you, but yeah, let me know what you think. If you want to see how I create this look, then keep on watching and I'll show you. Okay, so let's get into it. I have no nails. It's so sad. I actually haven't had no nails on and I don't know how long. I'm gonna get a fresh set soon, so I'm gonna start my makeup. I've already done my brows off camera just because it's boring, but I've used my precisely my brow pencil from Benefit. I absolutely love this brow pencil. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into the eyes. So I'm gonna zoom these in just so you can see a little better. Okay, so like always, I am starting off with my matte, I was about to say MAC Set Cover Up. That's so funny, I used to use that all the time, but now I use P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade, this one's dirty because I use it all the time, in the shade Rumour, and I'm just going to prime my eyes with that. So I just take a teeny tiny bit just onto the back of my hand. A little bit does go a long way because you kind of pat the product into place rather than like buffing it onto the skin. So firstly I go under the brow and carve out the brows, and then I'll pat all over the lid. I'm going to like fast forward through this bit as I always do the exact same thing every video, so I don't want to bore you. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Manny MUA Life's a Drag palette, and I'm going to go in with the shade this one right here, so the shade Pageant Queen. I'm going to take that on a 227 Zoeva brush. Oh my god, that is pigmented, so don't swear your brush. You just need to dip into it. I don't set my eyeshadow base with like a bone colour shadow or anything anymore. I just go straight in with the colour, and I just find it's more pigmented this way. Like a festival-y kind of look. I know most of the festivals are over, but I just didn't want to do anything boring today. It is really rainy out. I'm just sitting and playing with makeup, and I just thought that I would film it. Okay. So I'm just blending the edges of that. So there's nothing really left on my brush as such, so I'm just using my brush just on its side and blending the edges out. And then we're going to go in with a nice pink eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in with the shade Kai Kai, and I'm using a Zoeva Luxe Defined Crease brush, and this is a 224 brush, and I'm going to run it just along the edges of the Pageant Queen. So again, 50% on your Pageant Queen, 50% on the bare skin, or your base. It's not bare skin, I suppose. I'm going to go back in with Pageant Queen. I always like going in with a dark base, like the colour that I want to be most strongest. I go in with that first, and then I'll go in with the shade that I want it to be blown out with. So the pink shade. And what I always recommend is getting a clean fluffy brush and going over the edges of everything. So there's no product on this brush. Yeah, just running over them edges to make sure they're nice and smooth. I'm going back in with Kai Kai because we kind of just lost that intense pink. Okay, so I'm now going to cut the crease. So I'm going to go back in with our P. Louise eyeshadow base using a MAC 252 brush. Sorry, the number is so rubbed off in this that I can barely make out what number it is. So I'm gonna mark my crease. So I always just start at my like natural crease. I know the last look we did was a cut crease as well, but this is just what I had in my head this morning when I woke up, and if I have an idea in my head, I always just have to go with it. And I just said, why not film it? So I hope you don't mind me doing another cut crease look. So go in a little bit higher now than my natural crease. And again, I always love that trick of opening your eye, especially because my eyes are slightly hooded. So if I wasn't to do this and then like I set just say like a shimmer shadow down on my lid, by the end of the night it'll be like up here, you know, where you don't want it to be. So this just stops it from moving, and it makes sure you know exactly where what is going to happen as the day goes on with transfer and stuff. I like to bring it over more than halfway, even though it is a half cut crease, and that's because we're going to blend the edges. So if I only did it to like there and tried to blend the edges, we'd only have a tiny bit of a cut crease, where the further you go, when you blend, it'll cut it anyway. So yeah. So now I'm going back in with the shade Pageant Queen, and I'm going to just start to blend the edge and make sure I'm kind of happy where the cut crease is coming in. I just want to set my concealer. So again, we're patting the concealer. I'm going to set it with an eyeshadow as well, just to stop it from moving. To set that, I want to keep it nice and bright, so I'm going to go in with the shade Cake Face from the palette, and I'm just going to, oh, I'm forgetting a beauty marker. So I just patted that Cake Face shade over the concealer. I'm just going to grab some Pageant Queen on my E27 again and just rub over the edges. And then just a tiny bit, I'm just going to use the same brush and just run it that Kai Kai shade, just to add a little bit of the pink in. But I don't want it to be really obvious. I just don't want to the purple to be blending into nothing. So just kind of like that. We're going to go in with that white liner again. I know we did it last time, but when you see the rest of the look, it will make sense. So I'm going to just line that crease again. I never get this on camera because I can't look up while it's drying, so I always like end up not filming it. Oh, I went to a tick. I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and then I'll be back, and then we can do the bottom lash line and everything together. It's fine. The first shade I'm going to go in with is called Pageant Queen, so it's the purple shade that we used already, and so the same shades that we use on the lower lash line, on the top lash, on the eyes, we're going to use on the lower lash line. And I'm just running that right underneath that lower lash line. I'm using a pencil brush from Zoeva, and it's a 230 brush. If you haven't noticed already, Zoeva are my favourite eye brushes. My favourite face brushes would be Nima brush, and they're an Irish brand. But my favourite eye brushes are definitely Zoeva. I'm going to go in with that shade Kai Kai from the palette, and I'm using the Mani MUA brush, the brush that came with the palette. So I'm just going to run that underneath the purple Pageant Queen. Just running it backwards and forwards, and then when I get to the outer corner, I'm just starting to like flick it in just to meet with the top. I'm going to go in with a liner. So this is a Zoeva graphic liner in the shade New Jewels, I think. I'll run that in my waterline. It's just a beautiful purple shimmer to it as well. Can't really see the shimmer on camera, but it's so nice. These are like gel liners too, so they really stay, but they're like in a pencil form. I'm gonna just run that under the lash line as well. It's a little bit smokier. If you have green eyes, this liner is so beautiful because it really makes your eyes pop, and they're really affordable too. You could 100% leave the look just as is, and it'll be just a really dramatic purple eye. But I got these little like pearls from Deals, so just like the pound shop. But I'm gonna stick them on this eye off camera, and then I'll be back and I'll do this one, and I'll show you how I do it. But yeah, you could just finish the look here if you wanted to, but I'm going to put these on. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So I'm literally just like, that one's kind of annoying me now. I'm gonna take it off from me. I'm literally just getting the little beads and like placing them where I want them. I'm going in with that NYX liner just to do kind of dots around it. So yeah, I'm literally just sticking them on. So just with my fingers and a bit of eyelash glue, and just placing them around. Okay, so this is the finished look. It's not your average festival look, but I just wanted to do something different and a little bit creative because I'm bored and it's so horrible out. But yeah, if you really like this look, please subscribe to my channel, and if you do recreate it, let me have a little look, tag me in it, and let me see. I will see you in my next one. Bye!